The coming of the Ice Age is the next aspect of Liberators Unchained, featuring Ice Snow Digimon. Frankly, hexeblaumon made a lot of waves being a great top-end support Digimon that ended up not being in just Ice Snow decks, granted there weren't enough members, but being a secondary top-end in Mirage Galaxy and even Imperial. But what does Liberator Unchained bring to the mix? Let's chip right into it. For the first card, I'm honestly just dropping COMETH here because it's yellow, and there wasn't another great place to put it, so sue me. This video is honestly going to be a little shorter with more concepts for the deck profile itself. COMETH is a level 2 Digimon that when attacking, once per turn if you have another Digimon, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 2000 DP for the turn. Plain and simple. Honestly, this could go with another Liberator deck in the form of Sendromon, but it's fine. No Hiyarumon in this set, unfortunately. And the reason why I bring this up is because now it's time to get to some Ice Snow Digimon. Penguinmon is yet another level 3 Digimon that Digivolves from a yellow or blue level 2, or explicitly Hiyarumon for 0 memory. It also has the special text for the Ice Snow trait, and when this Digimon would Digivolve into a Digimon card with the Ice Snow trait, you reduce the Digivolution cost by 1. Neat. This Digimon also has a when attacking effect that gives one of your opponent's Digimon security attack minus 1 until the end of their turn. Likewise, Frigimon has the same inheritable, but is a Digimon that also has Ice Clad. At level 4, this means that, again, even a Death Xmon would be running scared if it's suspended. On play, and when Digivolving, trash the bottom source of one of your opponent's Digimon. Then if your opponent has no Digimon with Digivolution cards, you gain a memory. When you Digivolve from a Digimon with the Ice Snow trait, it's only 2, meaning in practicality you could have a 1-cost Evo here. Polarbearmon is the sole level 5 for this lineup, and like Frigimon has Ice Clad. This Digimon also has an on-play and when Digivolving effect that trashes 2 Digivolution cards from your opponent's Digimon, then one of your opponent's Digimon with no Digivolution cards can't suspend or activate when Digivolving effects until the end of their turn. Meaning this counters even the aspects of Blast Digivolution. Due to the inheritable, you also have Piercing and Security Attack plus 1, meaning with hexeblaumon, this could be a triple shield breaker. But for the level 6 Digimon, it's skadimon, yet another Ice Snow trait Liberator boss monster that has Ice Clad and Barrier. When Digivolving, you may play one level 4 or lower Ice Snow trait Digimon from your hand without paying the cost. For each of your opponent's Digimon with no Digivolution sources, you add 1 to the maximum level. So if they have 2 Digimon with no sources, you get to play an Ice Snow trait Digimon that's level 6. Kind of crazy with hexeblaumon, but that would mean that you're constantly needing to strip sources to make that hexeblaumon live. This Digimon also has a when Digivolving and when attacking effect, where once per turn by placing one Digimon with no Digivolution cards as the bottom security card, this Digimon unsuspends. Based on the text itself, since I can't find any current rulings, it could be your Digimon to the bottom of the security, or your opponent's Digimon to the bottom of their security. For some board cleanup, that's kind of nice too. And finally, for the one tamer, it's Suzune Kazuki, a 3-cost tamer that if your opponent has a Digimon, you gain 1 memory. All turns when your Digimon are played or Digivolve, if any of them have the Ice Snow trait, by suspending this tamer, you can trash any 1 Digivolution card from your opponent's Digimon. Now that we have a generalized way of putting together Ice Snow trait Digimon, what kind of deck would I construct from these newer cards with the first wave from EX8? Egg-wise, Hiyarumon is going to be your main egg for the draw power. You could go to Upamon if you're looking for Digimon with overall less sources, but if your opponent has nothing in play, nothing happens. But when you get to the level 3s, everything's frankly pretty streamlined. I did consider using penguinmon from BT18, but it's not an Ice Snow trait Digimon. Likewise, the costs for Kuma and Korikaku were too much, but if you were to change this to a more hybrid-based version, that is technically another option. For this build, I propose Otamamon as your sole floodgate because playing Digimon with reduced cost can bite you pretty hard. But outside of that, it's 4 Balukomons as the searcher, 2 Agumons for the Ice-Clad Rookie, and of course the new Penguinmon for reducing Digivolution costs. Nothing too insane here to be honest, you could swap in other floodgates like DIGI-PANDA, but it's honestly dealer's choice, and there's a lot of unknowns with the up-and-coming meta. Level 4s, you're looking at a fairly basic skeleton. Because the Ice Snow trait Digimon can be played, you may want to bump up the ratios on these just in case you run out of them as you are playing them. Sorcerermon is a cheeky way to help your Digimon unsuspend, such as Skadimon. Paildramon is one of the primary ones who can trash sources, but also potentially have jamming and blocker. Meaning with Crisp Paildramon you could be unsuspending and going for a second attack. though this will require enough memory and or option cards to do this. Frigimon though offers the best value with a decent inheritable to reduce your opponent's attack power. Level 5 wise, there's not much to discuss here, considering Crispy Eldramon and Polarbearmon have identical inheritables, and Ice Cloud to protect them from being attacked over. Though for your level 6s, I do a dead split on Hexeblaumon and Skadimon. And of course for your super top end, Imperial Dramon Paladin Mode Ace to go for the 1-turn kill. Since you could potentially trash enough sources now to send a Digimon back to the bottom, interestingly, because you can semi-build wide, Great Maelstrom seems like a card for removal, but you could just go with your typical Full Moon Meteor impact. Blue Scrambles can play back your Searchers or even provide that extra body for Great Maelstrom. And finally, you can use the Scrambles to recycle the Paladin Mode Ace back if it's trashed early on. And of course Mental Trainings to find any card in the deck. Last but not least, 4 copies of Suzune Kazuki, and I'm unsure how useful this card will be. Because her effect does not trigger without having to attack and only Digivolving, it might be beneficial. Though because there is no level 4 that outright plays her for free like Shellmon or Prigatomon, it feels a little bad. Another consideration of course being Sora and Joe, because this could be 2 extra memory versus just 1. The only downside to this card is of course, the extra memory to play it. But with the Dinosaurs leading the charge, the Comet, and the Ice Age, chronologically, I'm heading to the next timestamp in history, and that's the polar ice caps melting to create the ever-expansive ocean. Join me tomorrow, because it's time to look at some Deep Saver cards. This is DIGI-PANDA, logging out.